Folks, welcome back. I'm Kevin. It's time for another episode of Rudy Talks to You Through a Shelf. I like the sound. Ready? See how this sounds? Now it sounds like I'm up close and creepy personal with you. No, I'm serious. Hope everyone's had a great day here. We're going into the weekend here. I really wasn't going to cover this video or this topic because I thought it was being covered by everybody. It's kind of a broken record. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I guess I'll give you my opinion, which is pretty boring. PWCC, according to eBay, has been fluffing their numbers. They've been shill bidding and inflating the prices to help get higher, sold listings on eBay and to bring in, I don't know how their fee structure works, but I would assume their commission that they charge for consignment is based on a percentage of the sale. Therefore, by fluffing numbers, they increase profits substantially, especially when you get into very high dollar amount things. If it's a $100 card, fluffing it to $110 doesn't really justify the risk reward. If you're dealing with a $500,000 card and you shill the bid to $600,000, that's a $100,000 swing. Even if it's a 1-2% difference, you're talking thousands of dollars on a single listing. And I'm pretty sure these people were doing 20, 30, 40,000 eBay listings a month, or it was, I don't know, don't quote me. I remember seeing just insanity amounts of listings. So I don't know what they're guilty of. I have no clue. I don't really care. It's not my thing. I already don't like eBay. You guys know I went from 5,000 listings to 40 leftover stuff on there. eBay and the direction of how they've been treating the people who use their platform is just insulting. I moved away about a year ago. Best decision I ever made. So first question, Rudy, do you think they actually shill bid the listings? I have no idea, but honestly, this stuff's been going on for years. You know how many people and sellers have been caught fluffing their numbers, especially these consignment companies? There's been stories in the past about, art auctions, and they have fake shill bidders on phones. Oh, we got an anonymous phone bidder here from, I don't know, a middle of Antarctica or something. That's been going on since the dawn of time. Even when I used to use eBay, I never really ran into this situation. Even when I sold on eBay, I just did fixed price listings. I never really auctioned anything off. I just didn't like auctions. I was always afraid of it ending at a bad time and just everybody misses your listing and you get hosed. So I never really did listings of auction. I just fixed priced everything. I don't know. I'm more surprised that everybody is surprised that a big whale in the card world, and I think most of their stuff's still sports cards. I think they're 80% sports cards and 10% gaming CCGs, but whatever. I guess I'm surprised that everybody else is surprised. You're dealing with tremendous millions of dollars. I think people forget that everything counts in large amounts. So I think people really don't quite grasp economies of scale. And when you deal with, if a company does $10 million a year, if you shill bid and increase 1%, do you realize how much money that is? Yes, you in the back, Timmy. No, not $1,000. Go back to school. You, Sally. Yeah, I know, you're cute too. Billy, I like your shirt. You're not wearing pants. Yes, that's correct. Remember, 1% of a million is 10,000. So if it's 10 million, 1% would be $100,000 just to do a 1% tilt. So if you talk about a 10% shill bid or something, 10% of 10 million is $1 million, folks. Hashtag math. What? Yeah, when you deal with really big numbers, the small swings and variance and percent changes become a really, really big deal. So when PWCC is now supposedly caught doing this, I guess I look at it like this. For eBay to come down publicly and to come down on PWCC, for a legal standpoint, eBay better have some serious, hardcore, 100% proof that they were shill bidding. Because the legal liability, lawsuit, slandering of anything, risk of accusing somebody of that and it being false is a really big deal. You see what I'm saying? So in my perspective, eBay is either the dumbest company ever, which, I'm not going to lie, they may be. But they really must have some strong, almost G-word guaranteed proof that this was going on. Because, man, That would be super dangerous, because if they accused them and eBay was wrong and PWCC didn't do it, holy smokes. And now you pulled that many listings down, a business interruption, and lost like the brand damage of reputation, plus lost income or profit or revenue. Dude, you could be talking about $100 million lawsuit. Like, you're talking big money, man. So that makes me believe eBay must have, without even a reasonable doubt, 100% chance that this actually is legit, or they're morons. So I know a lot of people are going, Rudy, seriously, eBay's kind of a fucking moron. I know a lot of people, and I have to admit, eBay has done some stupid stuff. They treat their people terrible lately. I mean, I think they're scrapping power seller programs. They're increasing fee structures. They're changing this. They kicked out the eBay thing and PayPal after the divorce of PayPal, increasing. I mean, dude, nothing has really been positive in the eBay PayPal world as time marches forward. And anybody who was in the corporate world is going to tell you, I know I'm on a tangent now, but anyone who has a corporate job will tell you, whenever there's a change, a company meeting, and a new update, no matter how positive they spin it to you as the employee, it's never in the benefit of you. It's always in the benefit of them tweaking, tightening the screws, more profit to the flow, to the bottom line, and it will come at the expense of either the customers, the employees, or both, and it will come at the expense of somebody else within the organization. That's how corporation, and that, unfortunately, I know what you're going to say. I hate saying it, but that is one of the negative sides of capitalism. You know, I'm not saying there's a better alternative to capitalism. I don't know. I'm not smart enough, but I can tell you that is one of the downsides of capitalism, that it does draw out bad decisions based on short-term gains at the expense of long-term branding or long-term profits, because we are all human. We have very finite life cycles. We have very finite career life cycles. We're only going to work so long. So in that window of working career, we want to extract the most amount of profit and money and income and wealth for ourselves and our family in the future. That is how we all are as humans, and that's the way the system is set up under a capitalistic society. Whether you agree with it or not, or it's the best or worst, well, that's been an argument since the dawn of time, and I don't have the answer to it. I'm not that smart. I'm in a basement. I haven't even gotten a haircut, and I'm thinking about waffle fries right now. Actually, or calzone. Do they have taco calzones? I could go for a good grilled marinated fajitas or tacos, or like nachos. I know some of you are going to be like, you Rudy, I hate it when you do that because now I'm hungry. Anyway, seriously. So back to the whole thing. You know, as more and more people get in this collectible world and it becomes a bigger and bigger thing, I think people are going to continue to be surprised of what the strings and what goes on behind closed doors. And I think that's really what's shocking people, that eBay and PWCC, PWCC was considered the biggest, safest, most legit, and another monster like eBay, who profits tremendously on PWCC using their website. I mean, I can't imagine the eBay fees that PWCC pays. It's got to be extraordinary. And the fact that eBay is literally destroying that bridge with PWCC based on what this drama, I mean, why else would you do that? I can't imagine the amount of money PWCC was cutting eBay every month. It had to be thousands or tens of thousands a month in revenue. Must be, maybe that's nothing. I know eBay's huge. Maybe 100,000 a month. I don't know. But I do know, I've heard already that PWCC, which has supposedly been in the works for a while on building their own auction platform, and I guess they're going to accelerate it and launch it in a few weeks. So I thought that was interesting. I knew they've been wanting to do their own thing, because I'll go on a tangent before we end this video today. Summary for those of you still watching, none of this surprises me. I guess I'm more surprised that eBay came down on them and accused them, because that tells me that, dude, again, they're either morons at eBay, which, possibility, or they have, I mean, definitive proof to make an accusation that dramatic. And I think what's funny is I think we're going to find out, because if PWCC actually sues eBay for defamation and everything, that's going to tell me that maybe there's more to this. But if PWCC is not willing to spend the money and go to bat for themselves and go after eBay, that tells me that they know they're guilty. That, at least that's my opinion as a Timmy without a haircut in the basement who's going to leave here and get tacos. You know, there's different ways to approach it. But, you know, all this stuff, there's so many things that go on. And, you know, the real world And I've said this for a year. I've been on YouTube for 6 years, folks. The real world has no idea the amount of money involved in this stuff, okay? The real world has no idea the amount of money involved in this stuff. Ultra Prism. People just, the public, I know people in this industry who are making, not me, but I know people who are making $20-30 million a year at certain levels with different companies and distribution and ownership. And there are people, and I feel poor homeless next to them. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, that makes me jealous and intimidated. Everything's relative, And of course, Jeff Bezos is like, ha! My penis-shaped rocket makes all of you look like nothing. When I drop a $100 bill, Jeff Bezos loses $150 if he stops to bend down and pick it up. Because that's how valuable Papa Bezos is. It's funny. It's funny. You gotta have some fun, folks. Hashtag Papa Bezos. Know who's watching this late. But, everybody, the public just assumes in this world, if you don't go to college or work on Wall Street or become a doctor or a lawyer, that's where all the big money and successful people are. And you're right. There are people working for big Wall Street financial institutions making insane money. There are doctors and surgeons that make insane money. There are lawyers that make insane money. But we are still in a society. We're in a society that still is not understanding the collectible world. And I feel we are on the verge. We're not there yet. But in the last 5 years, and being on YouTube for 6, I've noticed a shift towards removing the shroud of that. It's slow. And, obviously Pokemon, Logan Paul, all these big celebrities and jumping in the cards and all this crazy stuff. And I do believe another 5-10 years from now that almost the collectible asset class is almost going to become more completely mainstream. We're there. There's parts of it are whack-a-mole or popping up to Main Street. But we're not quite there fully. But I really do see it happening. And I do believe that this whole attitude of, well, Rudy, I don't know, Pokemon, if Pokemon's number one, Magic can't be up there. These new startups that you're involved with, they all got to fail. You see, it's not a zero-sum game. We've talked about this. I've discussed it on interviews with other people. There's plenty of room for growth of new card games. Whether it is the up-and-coming Flesh and Bloods and MetaZoos and things. And some of these other ones are in the works too. Who knows? Or just the big three of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Magic. But then you have the Weiss, Force of Will, Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Super, and Digimon. You have all these other card games and all these other ones. There's room for all of them to be successful. When I expand again, now I'm back into Pokemon, expanding on new Pokemon stuff. That's not making me sell Magic over here just because I'm expanding to Pokemon. Because now I've been researching MetaZoo. I'm not canceling Magic or Flesh and Blood. It's not an or. It's an and. If you have a family and you have a great family of 5, 6, 7 people, you don't only like one family member and hate the rest. Well, maybe some of you do. I know some families are crazy. But overall, it doesn't work that way. You can like more than one person. I know some people, what's Rudy talking? I'm just saying you can like more than one thing in this world. It's okay, seriously. But none of this stuff surprises me. I've been telling you guys for years. As long as the real world thinks all this stuff is stupid and it's not taken seriously when you go to the bank or talk to an investor or an advisor, you know how many people have contacted me over the years saying, oh yeah, Rudy, I went to my financial advisor, told him I was going to invest in Pokemon, and they laughed me out the door. And I said, yeah, how do you think I feel? My entire life, I was in late 90s. Buying and hoarding Stronghold and Urza's and Revise. And back then, you were an evil, satanic, evil worshiper just for being involved in Magic cards. You got to remember, this is just the way our culture is. It's very short-sighted. It's people want to bash others. People are rooting for other people to fail in everything to go to hell and be a loser. That's what gets the likes, and that's what the drama clicks the views and the shares, and that's what, unfortunately, our culture is. How many times do you turn the news on, and they're going around your local city and your local news, and they're talking or interviewing all the successful small businesses? How many times do they go around and interview some family member or some wife or husband or some person or some child or son or daughter, and they interview that person because they did something good that day? or they help somebody, or they save somebody. You don't hear about it. And that's one of the downfalls of social media and the way we're all being reprogrammed. It sucks. So, conclusion of this video, PWCC is what it is. They got caught in their hand in the cookie jar. Either eBay's full of crap and they're going to be the idiot company ever, or they caught them. It is what it is. I'm not surprised. This stuff's been going on since the dawn of time, and I've told you all that many, many times. Be very careful of using those auction prices. Hence, people bash me, make fun of me. You could sell to Rudy for 50 or 60 or 65 or 8 cents on the dollar. Yeah, well, I can tell you those are the numbers, and I don't hide behind it. I don't try to BS about it. If you want to sell a sealed vintage booster box, well, if there's an eBay sold and the market buy list is this, I'll be around the middle there, and which usually comes to 60-65%. And you don't have to deal with it, and you know what the numbers are. But, unfortunately, there is a lot of fake numbers and fairy dust and fugazi and bamboozling, and it's always going to be that way. And I think it's going to get a lot worse. I don't think it's all of a sudden going to get better. And I think people need to be rewired to understand to just be more cautious. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not. If you see a charity Goodwill listing with all Ikoria common cards, and there's one Black Lotus in the middle and 15 Bizarre Bagdads in the middle, what's more likely? Somebody collected only Ikoria common cards and they accidentally forgot about their 47 Black Lotuses and their 69 Bizarres? Or they threw in some fake cards to get people to bid it up? What's more likely? Oh, don't forget, my loss is your gain. Or, I don't have time. I got the storage unit. It's my loss is your gain. I don't have time to go through it. My great-grandmother, who only raised ferrets because there was a hamster and gerbil war in the 1800s, we didn't have time to get through. Look, there's leftover Babe Ruths. Babe Ruth is with the Lotus, and the Charizard, they rode it to school. Yeah, we're done. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching.